Good morning guys, welcome to my YouTube video, and this is my home cinema. Currently building this at the moment. If anyone likes this kind of stuff, I've got a big playlist in my YouTube channel of me doing a lot of boring stuff, but that's not what this is about. This video is about that TV. Hello! This video basically has two parts. The first part, I'm just going to explain to you why I personally wouldn't buy an LG backlit TV. And the second part of this video is basically me pulling that TV apart. I'm going to scrap it. You can see over my shoulder on that wall there, I'm actually planning out where I want to put my audio diffusers on the wall. And once I start making those diffusers, I want to put some LED lighting in them. I actually want a lot of technology that's in this TV, and I want to use it to make something that I don't think anyone's ever seen before, where audio diffusers are concerned. But I'll get into that a bit later on. But for now, why would I not buy an LG TV? You can see down here, it says LG. This is a 70-inch 4K latest and greatest TV. I think it's 5 years old, or 4 or 5 years old. I still consider this to be a new TV, or a late model TV. Now, let me turn this TV on, and I will quickly show you why I wouldn't buy an LG TV, because this is a prime example. This TV, by the way, is cracked. That's not the reason why I wouldn't buy it. Can you see all of those white lights? That is the reason why I would not buy an LG backlit TV. It's because they're the LED lights that are supposed to, light up the picture. They're basically supposed to light up the picture. Now with those LED bulbs, they are supposed to have diffusers on them that actually spread the light. They diffuse the light so you don't see those harsh pinpoints of light. Over here, if we look here, can you see these things here? These are basically the diffusers. If we bring this down here, these are supposed to be over the top of each one of these LEDs. Basically what's happened, and it happens all the time with LG TVs, constantly, it's crazy. What happens? They fall off. And look at that, every single one has fallen off that particular TV. It's inexcusable. Does it happen to other brands? It does happen to other brands. I mean, let me first start by saying, if you haven't seen my channel, I fix TVs. I've been fixing TVs for many years. I've fixed hundreds and hundreds of TVs. And I actually pick them up from e-waste facilities that are scattered around the place. So I get to see why people are throwing stuff out. And this happens to LG TVs. Every 5th to 10th one, I reckon, I see is the same. What I do is I pick them up and I move them side to side. You can hear them rattling around the bottom. But like I said, does it happen to other TVs? I think I've seen it happen maybe 2 times to another, maybe a Samsung, and maybe once to a really cheap Aldi type of TV, which you could kind of almost understand it happening to a cheap TV, but it shouldn't happen to a TV like an LG. But it does. I mean, I'm sick of it. It's crazy. Having said that, would I buy an LG OLED TV? Absolutely. In fact, I have never come across an LG OLED TV that needed repair. I've come across a bunch of them that had cracked screens, but I've never come across an OLED TV that needed to have a new board replaced or anything like that. They seem to go forever. I mean, like I said, I get cracked ones. I pull the boards out of the cracked ones, hoping that I'm going to come across something that needs a board, and then I can replace it in 5 minutes and I'll have an OLED TV. Hasn't happened because I still haven't found one. But that's a really good plug for LG OLED TVs. Just stay away from their backlit TVs. That's all I can say about that. Now, let me just stick this camera back over here. All right, so if you have a TV like this, would I recommend you try and fix this? Absolutely. I mean, this is what this channel's all about, fixing stuff and DIY and so forth. Would I personally go in and fix one? Well, I did it once before, many months ago, when my channel was still new. I did make a video of me doing that, but the video quality and just me crapping on was so bad and poor, like all new YouTubers make really crap videos when they start off. Not that my videos have got any better, but yeah, it's too embarrassing for me to upload that video. But I'm sure there are other people out there who are probably going in and fixing this, because this problem is everywhere. So I'm sure go and check those videos out, and I definitely recommend you doing that. But the thing is, when I went to fix that first TV, I swore I would never do this fix again. It is a big job, and I personally don't need to do it, because I don't need to do it. I get TVs that I can quickly switch a board in and out in 5 minutes. I'd rather do that than fix a TV that will take hours and hours and hours of doing. Not just that, it takes a long time to do. You need a big space, and you need a very clean space. I mean, you don't want to get even a small bit of dust trapped in between some of the diffusion layers that are on the screen. Otherwise, when you turn the lights on, that bit of dust will shine through. I've done that before. So yeah, I would definitely, if you've bought one, paid for it, definitely try and fix it. But would I? I wouldn't. But definitely do it if you've spent your hard-earned cash on it. But that's this part of the video over. Now for the next part of the video, I'm going to face plant that on the ground, and I am going to pull I'm just going to scrap it. I'm going to pull all the parts off. I'm going to do a time lapse, and I want to get in there. I want to actually pull out these diffusers, because that's the parts that I need for my audio diffusers, because I'm going to make my audio diffusers with some LED lights in there. But I need that, and I also need the bit of acrylic that the screen sits on. I do need this for my audio diffusers, but I have dozens and dozens of these, because look how thick that is. They really come in handy for other projects. But that TV there is a 70-incher. I'm definitely going to grab the acrylic out of that, whereas this one here is like a 55-incher. So I'll grab that and I'll just store it until I need it. It's always good to have these type of parts on hand. But that's what we're going to do now. I'm just going to face plant this. I'm going to go through, open it up, pull these parts out, and that'll be my video done. Listen to this. Can you hear that? That's them. They're just rattling around down there. They've all fallen off. Crazy. All right, okay, so just going to pull this out. In fact, it's not plugged in anymore. Bring this over here, pop it down. There we go. All right, so I am just going to leave you guys here like that. I'll just check the other camera. Looks pretty good. I think that'll do me for a little while. I'm just going to kind of do a time lapse. Now I'm going to be pretty brutal. I'll let you know. I'm not going to be, taking my time and trying not to break wires and things like that. But if you're going to try and fix that problem like we were talking about before, definitely you have to take your time. There's so many delicate, little micro wires and so forth coming off the screen, and you have to be careful with the screen itself because they're really brittle and very thin. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly pull this thing apart, get to the parts that I want. At least you'll actually see the LED lights and the once I've got right into it. But yeah, it's a big job. All right, that was brutal. That was very brutal pulling that apart. But if you don't want to keep a TV, it doesn't really matter. If it's all cracked, it doesn't matter how you treat it in the end. But here we go. I thought I'd just stop the video and just give you a quick look at the diffusion layers in this TV. You can see here there's one, there's another one, there's another one. See, these actually are called Fresnel lenses. Let me just move this top one out of the way because that's not a really great example. But this one here, you can see it's basically, it distorts the light. And what these are meant for, these help diffuse the light because the bulbs behind the actual screen of the TV is so close to the screen. This is designed to kind of make it look like the light is further away than it actually is. In fact, there's a really good YouTuber on YouTube. His name is Matt. He has a channel called DIY Perks, and he makes a window in one of his videos using these Fresnel lenses. And it's really cool because the light behind it, it looks like natural sunlight, and it actually gives the appearance that the actual light source is further away. So it looks like it's a window. And yeah, it's fantastic. Check that out. I'll actually throw a link in the description. But there you go. So let's actually keep going. So we've moved one of them out of the way. I like to hold on to these. These I think would be very valuable. I've got hundreds of them, or at least scores of them. So that was one. This is the second one. In fact, I might even make myself one of those windows. I think that might be a really cool idea. I think these things would be very expensive. All right, and we'll pull the last one off now. So that was 3 of these. Now remember when I was in the intro of this video, I said if you were going to go in and try and fix your own TV, that you have to have a large space and you have to be very clean. Well, they're the layers that I was talking about. You don't want to get any dust or any dirt actually caught in between those layers when you put it together. Because yeah, when you turn the lights back on, when you turn your TV on, the backlights actually show up any little spots of dirt, so you have to be very clean. All right, I would definitely want to keep this. Ah, damn, it's got a crack in it. But that's okay, it's not too bad. You can see there's a little crack there, but that's okay. That is absolutely fine. But I am going to be using these in my starfield ceiling. Believe it or not, I'm making a starfield ceiling and I want nebulas, and I have come up with a way to get realistic looking nebulas in a starfield ceiling, and they will require this as well as my secret ceiling material that I'm using. But okay, so that's great. That's a really nice That's a really nice big one. And like I said, that crack doesn't matter at all. See, it's not really cracked all the way through, it's just a little split. All right, I'll put this aside because I'm definitely holding on to this. Check this out. Well, here we go. These are your LEDs behind your screen of a TV. And basically, these little diffusers that we see that have fallen off, they basically are supposed to sit on every single one. So if you want to go into your TV to fix it, you will be gluing these down. You'll probably just use super glue or something like that. And it's a massive job. Like normally, to be honest with you, you don't really see, well, I shouldn't say that, but not all of the TVs have them all come off like this. This is crazy that these have all come off. I can't see a single one that is actually on. That's nuts. But yeah, a lot of the time it's just a few that have fallen off. But having said that, if a few have fallen off, you just know that there's going to be more going to fall off in the future. So you're best off actually going through and pulling them all off and just re-gluing them down. But like I said, it's a massive job. Now that I've done this, honestly, I was thinking about actually making another video. Like I do have about 6 or 7 of these exact size TVs in stock that this exact same problem has happened to. And the screens are good. That's the only reason I kept them. I thought I would actually fix them up. But honestly, I can't see me doing that now. There's no way I'm going to do it. It's a massive job. But don't let me put you off. Give it a go. You may as well. You may as well. But there you go. The cool part is, look at all of these diffuser bulbs that have fallen off. These here are going to be used in my diffuser panels that I finally make for my wall. And the funny thing is, I reckon one TV will probably do 2 of those diffuser panels. So I need to, that's what I could use my other TVs for, the rest of the diffusers. But having said that, I do have some of these bulbs that I've ripped out of other TVs in the past. But there you go, guys. I thought I'd bring you along for that ride. It's interesting what's in a TV, eh? So that's a cool thing. Even if you have a TV, it's actually really cool to pull it apart and get some of this stuff. If you're into DIY, I mean, just those Fresnel panels over there, those layers, lenses, I should say, they're really cool to have. You might find a good use for that. In fact, we will be using, I'm pretty sure we're going to be using those Fresnel lenses for parts of, I'm actually making a light that is going to go in the center of these diffuser panels, and I think I'm going to be using those Fresnel lenses for part of that build. But it's really exciting, that build. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, especially if you're into home theatre, please subscribe and check out how that all turns out. But there you go, guys. I'm going to call this one. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope that was useful. But yeah, there you go. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.